Okay, so we are ready for a tutorial flight with the C-17. So we're outside the aircraft at the moment, just doing a quick walk around. Just note that the features are not perfectly finished at the moment. So the aircraft looks great. So today for the flight we are going to be in Montreal, Pierre Elliott Trudeau, and we are going to land in Quebec City Airport just for the familiarization flight. So that will be a quick tutorial on how to use the aircraft very simply with the flight I did many times in real life. So yeah, as we don't have anything in place and removed, we won't spend that much time on the walk around, but as you can see, the aircraft is pretty well detailed, and an awesome job has been made by the 3D guys. And she looks great. And back inside the aircraft. Okay, now we'll go with the startup procedure. So first, you want to put the battery on.
Wax fail, wax fail.
And you'll hear some oral warnings. Then emergency power should be on. Transfer buses norm. We are going to put DC cross tie tied. Same for AC cross tie tied. You see the lights are tied. We're just going to recycle the left and right avionic bus. So we will have the WAP message disappear. Okay, so those are auto at the moment. And we could put those. They are not in line because, of course, engine are not started yet. So before starting the APU, we could turn on the IRUs and good. And we'll do the fire test because we want to make sure that if there is a problem with the APU, it's going to be detected. So push it.
APU fire.
Let's test loop
Fire
A.
number 1 engine.
And wait for the whole
Fire
sequence.
number 2 engine. Fire number 3 engine. Fire number 4 engine. APU fire.
Okay, loop A is good. Loop B, we have the
APU
fire
fire.
here. Okay, so fire test is complete. Smoke detection. All the lights are here, so it works also. Now, we are going to put into the APU fuel. So make sure the number 3 tank system is open, because as you can see here, it puts fuel into the APU. So before starting the APU, you want air and fuel. So here's the fuel. Okay, now we can start the APU. We could probably signal everyone outside that we're going to do so. So let's go with the lights. And now we have the signal, everything's clear, and start the APU. You can see the APU starting. Let's look outside, and you will see that APU inlet door is, oops, is now open. So air is coming, fuel is coming, we have a starter, APU will be online in a few moments. I will show you also how to operate the doors. So for the doors to be open, the cargo and ramp, you would need hydraulic power. Hydraulic power will be getting like some energy from the APU. So basically those are electric hydraulic pump. Okay, APU is online. Now we're going to take power from the APU by clicking on this button. Okay, now we have in use light, meaning that we're using APU power. Okay, now we can take hydraulic pressure from the APU by clicking the aux. You see pressure will rise to around 3,800 psi. So auxiliary pumps, all 4 of them. Pressure is building. Okay, now we have some pressure. We are going to do also the area receptacle refueling test. So left and right master here, ready lights, door unlocked. We will have also ready light, and as you can see outside, the receptacle for air refueling is open. So we'll stop the test at this moment, and test is complete. And also now we can put some APU bleed. So APU bleed, and now activate the packs. So we have some supply pressure coming. Oopsie. And you can adjust the temperature if you want by turning those knobs, whatever. At some point it will take some time, but you can adjust, simulate at least adjusting the temperature. So we have bleed from the APU, we have energy from the APU, and we are extracting also hydraulic power from the APU. So now what we can do is basically try to open the doors. So let's go on the back, and where is it? Nope, not this one. Loadmaster. Okay, now we are on the Loadmaster seat and looking at the cargo. Now that we have some hydraulic power, you can see that we have electricity power that's coming and auxiliary pumps that's there. So now we can open the ramp and the doors. So let's open first the door, click, and you can see it rising, and open then the ramp. So in the future we will implement more advanced operations like those for air drop, etc., etc. So now we are going to close the ramp first, and the door. And now, okay, so now we can come back in the cockpit, and probably the RUs are now aligned. So just to make sure everything is fine, you have the IRUs. Oh, there's a pilot here. Would love for him to disappear, but like, I don't know how to do that. So okay, now we are going to proceed with the startup procedure. So now we are going to stop those. So to make sure the aircraft is going to start, basically you need fuel, you need air, and you need a starter to ignite the fuel air mixture. So basically we have air provided by the APU bleed air. So APU bleed is on, and we are going now to put all the fuel pumps here. So we won't be using today the extended range tank, so those 4 lights will stay on. Okay, now we are ready to start the engine. So the display we would like to have are going to be engine page here and engine oil pressure to monitor everything during the startup. So now we're going to start by putting the engine ignition to A and B and engine ignition to norm. And now we're ready to start. So let's start engine number 1. So let's simulate that we're getting the signal and starting engine number 1. So we're going to monitor N2 and we're going to open the fuel valves at around 20% N2 and we'll monitor EGT rising and oil and pressure, the engine oil pressure building up. And 20%. Now we're putting some fuel. Okay, we have EGT rising, temp rising, pressure rising steadily. And in real life, you would have to hold the knob to just make sure you shut down the fuel in case of something happens. Basically, by just turning the knob, you will shut down the fuel circuit to the engine. And we are going into the green zone and 3 green, so engine is almost stabilized. So that's a good start on engine number 1, and let's continue with engine number 2. Same procedure. And we have N2. You could also see the engine systems on the standby instrument. So 16, 17, 20, okay. And we've passed 20. Add some fuel. EGT rising, we have a light off. N2 increasing, pressure, temperature. And it's coming 1, 2, 3, 4 greens. 4 greens. Starting engine number 4. Same procedure. Engine number 2 is stabilizing, so we're starting the number 3. Waiting, 12, 14. And here comes 20. Add some fuel. Ignition. You see EGT is rising, so fuel air mixture is getting burned in the combustion chamber. That initiates rotation of the N1, and temperature and pressure is rising steadily. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and we have 6 greens. And starting engine number 4. Monitoring, N2 is coming to 20%. And 20. And let's go and put some fuel. Okay, and we have a light off. Okay, we have 6 green, so now we can go ignition off. This stays on norm. And now that the engines are started, we can take bleed air and electricity from them. As you can see, all the 4 generators are now online. So it allows us to put 1, 2, 3, and 4 engine bleeds. So now we can shut off. APU bleed is off now. We can put all the hydraulic systems. So you never start the engine on this aircraft with the hydraulic systems on. So hydraulics are all on, displaying a pressure of roughly 4,000 psi. That's what we're looking for. And now we can remove the APU bleed, and power from the APU is removed. And now we can shut down the APU. Okay. And now we're going to just make sure that cross tie is auto, bus tie, TC bus tie auto, and emergency power auto. And now you can see that we only have NTIs and IFF. Stop parking brake is still on. I don't know what's happening with the NTI system, but yeah, well. So it will be fine for this flight. So everything is in green except those 4 lights, and this light should be up, but let's disregard at the moment. We could also do a light test. Where is it? Not sure anymore. Okay, so yeah, now that we started the engines, we are going to display the ND second page here. We're going to go to the engine main page. Here we're going to have, sorry, PFD here, engine main page on here, and config. Now that we are having hydraulics functioning, we're going to do a control check. So, okay, full left, full right, full up, full down. Let's go with the flaps. Flaps are descending. And let's go with the rudder, full left. Oh. Looks like the pedals are not connected. And okay, flaps are good. And we can go to flaps half or the takeoff. So okay, come on. Oh, it's full up. So yeah, flaps and a half or takeoff. And so that concludes the startup procedure video. We'll cover the rest soon.